Robust casing, bold indices, and a killer loom shot. We all love a dive watch with a presence and an original design, but under $300, this one is a Seiko killer. Hi guys, my name is Jason and I am your watch guy today. Revelot are a mainstay on the channel at this point. That's because they offer fantastic looking watches with an incredible build quality and specifications to match. That's exactly what this watch is. This is their update to the Admiral GMT line, and I think it's absolutely incredible. It's available for pre-order from tomorrow and it's under $300. The link's in the description and they've provided this watch for me. Let's get into it. I've introduced this watch as a Seiko diver killer and I think I'm actually really justified in saying that. It's certainly not just the catchy title. The closest you can get to this watch with the same type of specification is the Seiko Sumo GMT, and one of them will set you back a cool £1,400. Again, this Admiral is on offer for just under $300 on the pre-order. This watch draws inspiration from the literal combat ship, a near-shore capable US naval vessel. You can certainly see the design notes that have inspired this, from the really robust and angular casing to the almost radar effect dial. It's packed with features, but the main update to this piece is the DLC coating. I think it really does add a little bit of a military effect to the watch. Coincidentally, I have the army variant in. The casing has really sheer angles, a sunken screw down signed crown at the 4 o'clock, and really displays itself as a strong dive watch. Let's talk about the dimensions. In diameter, this one comes in at 41.5 millimeters. It's 13.2 millimeters thick. Lug to lug is 48.6 millimeters. And as you'd expect, these are 22 millimeter lugs. Obviously, as you would expect from a dive piece, this has a 120 click unidirectional bezel, has a fantastic action on it, and it's fitted with an incredible bezel insert, which really highlights the 15-minute dive indicator, as well as adding to the whole radar effect of the piece. The khaki green insert really does accent that DLC coating so well, and it works even better against that off-white lume on the 15-minute indicator. It really does sell the whole army vibe to me. The nailing to the bezel is incredibly usable and really does give me the feeling of a Seiko Samurai that is followed into the screw down crown. Considering the Samurai is my favourite Seiko diver of all time, it's not a bad comparison to make. The grip to this crown makes it really usable, and we have the usual setup of the NH34 movement. That is the date and GMT on the first position and the time setting function on the second. This has a sapphire crystal fitted to it, and it also has some levels of anti-reflective coating, exactly what we want to see when we've got a beautiful dial on display. I love the case back on this one because it mirrors the curved spiral that we see on the dial, and in the center of that we have the Revelot logo. Now around the outer edge we have the usual information and specifications that you'd expect. This is a screw down case back and it provides the watch with 200 meters of water resistance. The dial on this watch is an absolute showpiece. This standard of dial even puts Seiko on the back foot. The deep chaptering really does add to the depth of the watch. Meeting that chaptering is our indices, and they really do give the radar effect to the piece. They are bold, they are legible, exactly what we need from a dive piece, as well as looking absolutely fantastic. The large triangular points at the 12, 3, 6 and 9 really do add a lot of legibility, yes, but it also draws your eye into that dial, and it's a lovely, lovely dial to look at. Down at the 6 o'clock, we do have a hidden date window. I say hidden because it's built into that index, and this is exactly how I'd like to see a date window utilized. Not taken away from the design, but still adding that complication to the watch. The Revelot logo is printed to the 12 o'clock of this absolutely beautiful dial. I really can't get over how stunning it is. It really outdoes many mainstream pieces. It's fitted with a large pointed handset, which as far as I can tell is completely unique to this piece. The handset is loomed, and trust me, you are going to be overly impressed with this Lume Shot. The second hand on this one is pencil thin. That distinguishes it from the GMT hand, which is finished with an arrowhead. Now that flows all the way out to the 24-hour display on the chapter ring, which again really does help with how easily readable this piece is. Obviously, it's time for us to get to the Lume Shot. This is a case of a nuclear Lume Shot. I absolutely love this one. Straight into the rating of it, it's got to be a 10, hasn't it? The lume is so well applied, so thickly applied, that it's almost blinding. Even down to the bezel, the 15-minute counter is probably one of the brightest parts of it. We also have a differentiating colour on the 12 o'clock marker and the GMT hand to distinguish them. Even the pencil thin second hand is lumed. So many brands can learn from this type of quality. Revelot have absolutely nailed this piece. And if you're looking for a GMT diver, I don't see how you can pass this one up. Now let's talk about the fit of this watch. I've received this on the rubber band option, but there is a bracelet option that will set you back $50 more. However, I think it's well worth it. Revelot are not a company that skip out on quality, and that goes for their bracelets as well. This rubber band is really good quality. Plenty of levels of fit to it, and it even has an accentuated lift to either side of the casing. The stripes to each side also add a nice differentiating feature to that rubber band. A singular fixed keeper and a DLC matched buckle finish this band off. The buckle actually has really nice levels of angles to it and definitely adds to the case profile and flows with the design really well. They've definitely thought this one out. It's time to get it on the wrist. As you can see on wrist, this one is an absolute beauty. Yes, it does have the thickness of a dive watch as you'd expect with those dimensions, but the way that it hits the light, the way that the khaki greens play with each other, it's just an absolutely fantastic piece. I've really enjoyed having it in, and honestly, it just extends my absolute love for this brand. This doesn't just give the big boys a run for their money, but it also gives a lot of watchmakers on the likes of AliExpress a good hiding for the specifications for price. The time has come for my moan section. That being said, this is an incredibly tough piece to criticize, especially when you take into account the pricing. When looking at this piece through my eyes, it's pretty much perfect for me. So, to really give it the reviewer's critique, I will have to look at it through the perspective of others. The lug to lug isn't short by any means, coming close to 49mm. That is towards the upper echelon of my wearability. That being said, this fits really nicely to my wrist, even though I have 6¼ inch wrists. Otherwise, I guess if you don't like watches that are well priced, incredibly well built, have a killer Lume Shot, fantastic specifications, and look like an absolute beast on wrist, then this isn't for you. But if that is something that you're looking for, well, the Revelot website is linked in the description. These go on pre-order tomorrow. Make sure you're quick because they will be gone. Thanks for watching this one, guys. Aside from the moan section, this is probably one of the easiest watches that I've ever reviewed. All the features are there, the unique design nature's there, and from a micro brand such as Revelot, I just don't know how they're offering this price on this watch. It's way better than the price suggests. Remember, the website is linked in the description. If you want to pick one of these up, get in early, get a fantastic price on it. If you don't get in as early, this is still really well priced at full retail. This one has plenty of personality to it. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.